present in our lives. 24 hours, 7 days a week, lays a concept we all depend upon. From the moment we are born to the last beat of our heart, energy is a vital part of our existence. Humanity depends not only on energy consumption, but also on its efficient production. It is almost impossible to imagine the world as we know it being energy independent. Yet the necessary energy to power the world comes at a price we often dismiss as free. The negligence to recognize what it really takes to power the world's greed is putting our future sustainability in jeopardy. The scope to which energy extends is very widespread, and its complexity is overwhelming. Energy is required to power a nation's residential sector, industrial area, commercial, and furthermore as a means of transportation. In 2008 alone, the sector of industry accounted for 31% of the total energy consumed within the United States, while 41% went to residential areas. With 5% of the world's population and 1/3 of the world's automobiles, 71% of all petroleum used in the United States goes to the transportation sector. Currently, most of the required energy comes from non-renewable resources.
One of the interesting statistics, according to the Department of Energy in 2009, 82.9% of the energy that was produced in the United States was made using fossil fuels. And out of all of the energy, 27.2% was used for electricity and 82.5% was used for transportation alone. But the really sad thing is, out of all of the energy that was created in the U.S., 57.8% of it went unused. We don't efficiently utilize our energy, and so over half of it's just being wasted, which means we're producing carbon, we're releasing toxins, we're releasing pollution into our air, and not even utilizing all of the energy that we're producing with it. So when you save, you're not only saving that energy or kilowatt hour of energy, you're also saving the waste that's created by the wasted energy.
These resources, however, have footprint bigger than desired. Sources such as oil, natural gas, and coal. Lavishly using our natural resources in the 21st century will bring bigger consequences as time goes by. For instance, with the current rates of population growth estimated to reach 9 billion people by mid-century, energy demand and supply must increase. Yet we know oil reserves and coal mines are decreasing. Energy, in recent years, is a story of almost near disaster because of the way that some of us use it without understanding the effect it will have on us for now and also for years to come. But that's not the way some of us think. We need to change our tendencies now to save our future for our children and our children's children, and so on and so forth. Some of us don't want to wait for the future though. We want things at the fastest rate.
Because we always think on the direct benefit. We don't think about indirect benefit that we get from something, or a delayed benefit that is going to come, maybe not now, but it's going to come in many years from now. That's what many people are missing today, and that's sustainability. That's what sustainability is about. It's about maybe not using as much today in order to have more in the future.
This energy crisis will only continue to grow as long as our industrial development continues to grow, as well as the increasing population. Oil, coal, natural gas, and water are all natural resources, among many others, of which we are consuming at an alarming rate, but need to replenish at a faster rate.
Logic says that we are not making fossil fuels as fast as we're using them. So eventually we're going to run out if our behavior doesn't change. Same thing for our waste. We're running out of places to dump it. It's starting to be dumped into, more pristine areas, into waterways, into our oceans. And same concept for water. We are using our fresh water faster than it's being able to replenish. We're trashing our waterways.
One vital resource in everyone's life is water. Only about 3% of the Earth's water is a freshwater source, mainly in glaciers and bodies of water like rivers, streams, creeks, lakes, and ponds. That number is scarce, of which we need to be aware of.
I believe there are some areas of the world that do have a critical shortage of fresh water. Certainly factors such as the weather and the population play an important factor in determining whether there is sufficient freshwater supplies. Also, it's really hard to predict what the weather is going to be, so that makes it also difficult to answer.
These non-renewable resources are plentiful and productive for the near future, but they do come at a price. The extraction and production of these products are not only ridding the planet of its fossil fuels, but they are wreaking havoc to our environment as well. The continued use of these resources is not only driving societies to an energy crisis, but also an environmental crisis. If we are to avoid a complete shortage and economic meltdown, the search for more efficient and renewable resources for energy needs to begin now, or we will no longer be able to use the resources that are so vital to our lives within the next 50 years.
What I have seen is that energy demand is just getting bigger and bigger. Not only in this country, but in the whole world. You're seeing how developing countries are in this process of awakening, how they call it. For example, many Asian countries, many African countries are making these big cities. And this comes with a big demand for energy, right? And once I heard that if every person in China will have a car, then the whole environment will collapse. It's just not sustainable. So for many years, it's been the developed countries making a very negative impact, and the developing countries with a neutral impact. But it's becoming now developing countries keep doing their stuff. Now developing countries start getting the same negative as developed countries. Some developed countries are trying to become a positive example. You can see many European countries trying to move to a cleaner environment, to more renewable energies. But again, this is the issue. Will the environment be capable of dealing with this transition?
Alternatives to avoid a future energy crisis are possible, and in fact current. A revolution towards the use of more efficient and cleaner energy is undergoing. Wind, solar power, geothermal power, and biofuels are new ways of satisfying our needs for energy without jeopardizing our future. We are capable of producing cleaner energy than before. The Earth, for instance, receives more energy from the sun in 1 hour than what the entire human race uses in a year. Biofuels are becoming a greener alternative with a greener profit. Windmills' residential usage, as well as industrial, have gained popularity, projecting a more positive panorama for renewable energy in the future.
Probably the biggest benefit is that wind energy is a renewable resource. And so anytime the sun shines, that heats the air and causes wind somewhere on the planet. Probably there are other advantages. Once they're built, there's no pollution involved with the windmill.
More and more people are shifting towards better ways of using our planet's resources. In a local base, there is a lot that can be done, and a lot needs to be done.
It all started about 3 years ago as a challenge to myself. I had an ornamental windmill about 6 foot high in my lawn, and I decided to try to make that generate electricity. And I looked into the cost of those things, and it would add significant costs. So I decided to go with a simpler approach that would simply take the energy and use it to heat hot water.
People can share their car. If you know someone lives in your same city and you want to go for the break to your city, then you can talk with this person and you can share the ride.
Basically, just be mindful. Shut off the lights. Don't let your cars idle. Conserve water. Reduce your energy consumption wherever you can. Ask yourself, do you really need to turn on the light? If you're walking out of a room and you're going to be out of a room for more than literally a fraction of a second, it will use less energy to shut the lights off and turn it back on. And then for cars, that's usually 30 seconds. If you're going to be out of your car for more than 30 seconds, which not even the fastest trip in the gas station is going to be 30 seconds. So that's just pretty much always shut them off. Actually, right now at Wartburg, we are in the process of adopting an anti-idling policy, which will help us just to communicate the importance of not idling vehicles as well.
Reversing the curse of what we have done will make a positive change, whether it is something big, like using alternative forms of energy, like building a wind farm, using hydroelectric power, installing solar panels, or something small, like driving a smart car, or taking shorter showers, or turning off the lights when you are not in the room, unplugging your TVs and appliances when they are not in use, and so on. We can all make a difference. No one is too big or too small to count, and every little bit helps. The Energy Nights poses this question to you. What will you do to help alleviate the energy crisis that we are in? Only we can make a difference. It is never too late to start now. In striving for a better, brighter future, one light bulb at a time. Join us in this fight for a better tomorrow. We can all be honorable knights for a cause. We can all be Energy Knights.